we have sunshine. It is actually sunny out there today. I can't tell you how happy that makes me. So we've just been pottering around the house this morning, and Dan is outside mowing the lawn, which is that noise you hear. And we're going to pop over to the cottage in a minute because Dan has been working on the kitchen. He's built pretty much the whole thing since I last updated you, apart from the doors. So he's done all the cupboards, the units, the wall units, the pantry unit. Did he do an island or not? I will show you in this video, so stay tuned to see whether or not we made that decision. Loads of you gave us your opinions on that, so thank you so much, and I did read every single comment. We went back and forth talking about it and discussing it, and between us all we made a decision, so I will show you what that decision was. And also I wanted to show you some of the styles that I'm thinking of going with. I've been doing a lot of research this week because the kitchen will be painted, or the units will be painted fairly shortly, and Dan needs to make the doors and things. So I've been looking and doing my research, and I wanted to show you what kind of thing I'm looking at and ask you yet again for your interiors account recommendations and any kitchen renovations you've seen recently that you think might be my cup of tea. Let me know, I would love to check them out. So as soon as Dan's finished mowing the lawn, which looks like he's nearly done, we will head off and I will show you. Until then, I'm just going to do a bit of tidying up of this kitchen because it looks like a complete state. So let's get on with that. So quickly, just before we head over to the cottage, I just wanted to show you some of the kitchen inspiration and ideas that I've been looking at. I've got a little album saved on my iPad, so I will show you the kind of look that I'm going for, just so that you can get an idea of what it is I'm trying to achieve, and what I'm hoping it will look like when it's finished. So I've saved some photos, sorry, ignore my nails, they're gross. But I've saved some photos of the kind of thing I'm going for. So as you can see, lots of white and open shelving and wood. Now this is the one I particularly like, and the one that convinced me to keep the island white. I really like the look of the wood with the white units. Obviously our floor isn't wood, it is flagstones, but you get the idea. So the wood adds a nice warmth, but I kind of like, well, I really like the open shelving of this one. And this one has metro tiles, which we're also having, but I kind of like the more industrial feel of this one as well. It's a little bit more rustic. This one I saved because the colour of the units is actually the same colour as our fridge. So I just wanted to get an idea of how that colour would look with the white and the wood as well. And I just like the way they've dressed this kitchen. I think it's really sort of simple but cool. And I think this is the last one. And this one, the open shelving, is really something that I'm keen to do. I love the units, but Dan's not keen on the coloured units. He would rather go for white or a lighter grey, but I didn't want to do that, so white it is. And again, it just shows the combination of the metro tiles with the wooden tops and all the white. So this is it. This is what he's been busy doing for... Didn't take long to get to this point, did it?
No, only about a week really.
A week, yeah. So as you can see, we did go for the island in the end. You pleased?
Yeah, no, it's good. It makes use of the space.
Yeah.
It's nice to have a thing there. So there's all the carcasses made now. So the next thing is to do the frames. So then we'll have frames put on the face like that, and then I'll make the doors then once all the frames are on.
So you do the frames first and then the doors to fit inside the frames. Yeah. So they're all going to be oak. So just to explain, Dan's made all the units out of chipboard. That's the one you said you didn't want to use.
Birch plywood.
Birch plywood. Okay, so it's really...
all cabinet grade birch ply.
Oh, there you go. You can see it now. It's better.
Cabinet grade birch ply.
So that basically means that it's solid. It won't move or warp. Is that right?
Yeah, but each one has been made on site to suit the space. So there's no filler panels. There's no bits and pieces. Everything is exactly tight to the corners.
Yeah.
Fully fitted in.
So that particular, I'll just show you some of it because he's done some really clever things that that you wouldn't get from just buying an off the peg kitchen, would you? Or is off the peg the right word? Off the shelf.
Yeah, off the shelf. Yeah.
Off the shelf. So so this cabinet, for instance, was a really awkward one, wasn't it? Because it was...
Yeah, because this wall is not 90 degrees to this wall because it's an old cottage and there was like a barn added on. This corner actually flares away, so rather than put a filler piece on, I just made the cabinet exactly the same angle as
So it goes in narrow at the back.
It's not a 90-degree box cabinet. It's actually been made to follow the line of the house.
And this is really cool because this is actually, is that all the boxing in? That's all the...
Yeah, you've got pipe work, soil pipe, and like services running through there. So I just made the cupboard up to...
So you can see, if I show you from this angle, you can see that it's actually like deeper there and then it gets narrower. So once you've got the door and the frame on from the front, and once that's all tiled as well, because we'll have metro tiles for the splashback.
Yeah.
So you won't really be able to tell that it's not just a regular cupboard, really.
No, you can normally cut the backs out if it was just a shop bought one, but it's a bit of fun. Made it.
Yeah, but what I mean is it's completely tailored for that space, which is amazing. So if we start in this corner, so this is going to be
big pantry unit. There'll be drawers under there, and this will be a big pair of drawers. Electric double oven with just cupboards there. Cupboard space and wall units, and then there'll be drawers here. Big.
Hang on, I'm going slower than you. So in the island then.
Big drawers in the island.
Now that it's here.
Got shallow cabinets there.
Yeah.
To leave room for the legs underneath.
So you can see if we look back at the room from, say, I'm stood at the island, that's still, you can't really get a sense of it on the camera, but that's still a really big space. So we will have plenty of room for the table down there, won't we?
Yeah.
And so down with the island, we were originally going to have cupboards, but I saw a video, it's actually my friend Katie's video, who's just done her kitchen recently, and she had really big, deep pan drawers in her island. So I've asked Dan if we can do that, because she made a good point that, or her kitchen people had told her that you'd get a better use out of a drawer because you can,
here as well, here, you turn around and there's your big pan.
Yeah, instead of routing to the back of a cupboard, you pull out a drawer and you can see everything that you've got. And I hadn't thought of that before until I saw Katie's video, so that's a good idea. And also, we're gonna pinch Katie's idea of having a little skinny drawer as well.
Secret drawer underneath. So just two big drawer fronts. You open the top drawer and there's a little skinny flat drawer, which will just be there.
You won't see from the outside.
It'll be laid out like a cutlery drawer.
I'll leave Katie's video, I'm sure you've seen it already because she does some great renovation videos, but I will leave her video with that particular little thingy in so you can see what I mean. But it just makes use of that space at the top of a drawer that you would otherwise not use, and it's just fun, isn't it?
Trick, isn't it? So it's quite cute.
Dan likes doing little different things like that, don't you? So what do you think we'll use? Are they going to be open?
No, they'll be closed with doors, but you'll probably maybe tins or...
Yeah, they're quite shallow shells, aren't they? They might be good for...
glasses, cups and things.
So the cooker is the next thing that we need to source.
So cooker's
and what are we doing for the extractor hood? I know you told me before,
it's going to be something made up. I haven't decided yet because I'm waiting until the cooker's actually in before I do that.
Yeah.
It might be, might make it out of plywood and face it, maybe put some moulding on it or something, just to hide where because the extractor will be sort of in here and vented out through the wall.
Yeah.
So I might do that. Or I might do something similar to what we had in the last.
Is it essential to have an extractor?
Yeah, you've got to for.
Because I'm just thinking about Katie's kitchen again. But she has an induction hob on her island, and she doesn't have an extractor.
You've probably got one somewhere.
Do you reckon?
Yeah, you need to.
Katie, if you're watching this, do you have an extractor? Is it? You have to.
We've got to have ventilation in the kitchen. It's the same as having a fan in your bathroom, so there's got to be some form of extractor.
Okay, because I prefer not to, but. I don't know, we'll see.
We've got the power there for it, so it was all...
Yeah. Oh, the sink, I haven't shown the sink yet, which looks cracking. I love that. So we went for, I think I mentioned in the last video, but we went for a big double butler sink, which I like having the two sinks, because it's just handy with kids. If they bring their cereal bowls full of milk and I'm already washing up the bowls, I can empty them into one and still use the other one.
And it'll be a Bristan bridge tap.
Yeah, quite a traditional looking tap.
It's the same tap that's in the utility room.
Yeah. So yeah, dishwasher there.
Dishwasher will go there, and they just little cupboard under there, and then drawers in there. So you'll have 3 sets of drawers. So
loads of drawers.
4 with ones over there.
Yeah, there is a lot of storage space, isn't there? Plenty.
Yeah. And so I've made end panels because it's all going to be hand painted. The painter's going to go around paint the whole thing by hand, just once it's all in. Thankfully, I don't do painting.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's all.
Oh, I didn't notice you'd done it on that end as well. Oh, that looks great.
It's just to finish it off, and the same on this end. So when you come this end,
I'm following you. Hang on.
An end panel which just finishes off the.
That looks so nice as you come in.
So once that's painted.
And then that end, even though you have done it there, but that end will have our big Smeg fridge
what we got?
on that corner. So the other thing that I forgot to mention is the worktop. So we decided to go for the oak worktops.
Yeah, because the kitchen's going to be painted white. We've got the dark limestone flooring in here. There's underfloor heating in here as well, which is nice. So it's actually slightly warm to the touch. It's only set
Yeah,
to 21
it's so
degrees,
nice.
It just takes the chill off.
You were keen to have the oak, weren't you, for a bit of warmth?
It just gives a bit of warmth and it softens the kitchen. Because it's going to be white there and.
Well, white everywhere. We're having white brick tiles, white walls, white units.
It's a bit more maintenance to keep on top of them.
I think if.
But once every 6 months, I'll just re-oil them. So it's not a big deal.
I think if we didn't have you that could do the maintenance on the worktops, we might have gone for something else. But because you know what you're doing and you can, you've got the tools and the equipment to just give it a quick sand if you need to.
Well, once it's in, all it is just clean it. And
a few people had commented when I asked about oak worktops to say, be careful because it can be unhygienic if you get a little nick in it and the bacteria stick, but you can sand that out, can't you?
Yeah, and because it's an oil and it soaks into the wood, it gives protection all round.
Yeah.
But so because this is a bit of worktop finished against the stone wall.
Oh yeah, we put an upstand.
An upstand along there just to give it a nice neat finish.
Yeah.
But still maintain the look of the stone.
Yeah, well it's like we need something there, otherwise it goes right down the back. So that just
down on the end panel there, I scribed that in, and that'll be coated and painted.
Yeah, and you won't see it because of the fridge.
No, but I didn't want to have to scribe the worktop because this is another shape. So
yeah, it's not a flat wall, that's for sure.
No, but it is straight. If you look along the line, fair play to them. 500 years ago when they built it, they did build it straight.
You did try putting a little upstand along that bottom bit as well, didn't you?
Yeah,
but it looked a bit weird. Plus, if you're doing it on that bit, you kind of need to continue it over there, and I just thought that was more wood.
Yeah, it just
on that bit that we didn't want.
That's going to be tile anyway, so it looked better.
Yeah, so you tile right down to the worktop, and then
we've got underlighters going underneath the cabinets as well.
It's looking so good. I'm so pleased with it. I quite like the warmth, like going back to the worktop thing, but a lot of the pictures I've been looking at are quite, even though they're traditional, like modern country kitchens, there's a bit of a Scandi kind of look to it, which is white and wood. Yeah. And I quite like that sort of look with lots of greenery and plants and.
Nice bit of warmth,
yeah, I think.
Too light.
I would. If it was a very modern property, I would have loved to have had completely white with white quartz worktops and maybe a painted unit or something. But to fit with the style, no, it's not Dan's taste. It's more mine, and to fit with the style of the property, we just felt that the wooden worktops were a good bet.
Pretty much everything in here is going to be white. Obviously, white ceiling. Yeah. But the white, the light of the lime wash. And you want the units to be all white. I
do. We did talk about painting the island a different colour, but we looked at a few different pictures. The ones that I liked the look of the most had all white units.
It looks nice to keep it.
And as I've said, I think I said in the last video, we're going to have some open shelving along there as well with, I'll have, colours and textures and things on there that will add a bit more interest. Oh, the kids are in the garden hunting for snails, so just got to check on them, but he's done a cracking job. Look at that. So here, Dan's gone out to check on the kids, so I'll just show you quickly what some of my plans are while he's not here to tell me that I can't do it. So I've seen some stools that I love. We'll probably only have 2, even though we've got 4 kids. I can't imagine they'll all sit around the island at any one time, so we'll have 2 stools there. And Dan's left plenty of room for leg space and things. They can sit there to do homework or just chat to me. Love the pantry. That's going to look really good with the mixer, and there'll be open shelving up there for all the baking bits and pieces. I'm just talking about all the things that I want to do that you'll probably tell me I can't do. I'm only joking. So yeah, you're very clever.
Thank you.
You pleased with it?
Yeah, well, it'll transform it next week now when put the frames on, and gonna get the doors made up then.
Then we have to talk handles and things.
Yeah.
And like the little details.
Well, you probably want like those little cup drawer pulls. Well, they're quite nice. And they're handy for the dishwasher.
Yeah, they are actually.
In the centre then.
Yeah, we want something quite simple, really. I don't want anything too...
Like a brassy sort of colour, like an antique brass maybe, or...
no.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's... I always struggle with handles. I always have with our last kitchen as well. Never quite.
Could go for like the black porcelain that we had before, the little porcelain.
Yeah, I quite like those, but no, because we're not... There we had a black granite worktop, so it made sense, but we'll have to do a bit of looking. That's the thing.
So you've got to watch.
I know, but I kind of wish you hadn't just ordered that.
Well, it's the same as the one here.
Well, I know, but that we don't need to match the one in there because it's already over there.
Yeah, I know, but it's a nice
we could have gone for a gold colour tap. Okay. Oh, okay. Hang on. We're going. We're on the move. This is the lounge. Have I shown you? Yeah, I've shown you the lounge.
Yeah. But it's quite light today.
It is quite light. Oh yeah, you can see better, can't you? This view. It's such a light, bright space, even though the windows are obviously quite small and the ceilings are low.
Well, once it's
surprising.
And with the lights on.
And that's why we're going white everywhere, really, isn't it? Because
yeah, well, this is self-coloured. The line was
but in the kitchen.
Because this is all, this is the original part of. Well, this is the original building, really.
Such a nice view back from. I never really stand in this corner and look at it from that view. Seeing the the front door and the little window seat.
Yeah.
Where's the Christmas tree gonna go? There. Do you reckon there or? Because these are important questions. Or that's a nice corner for it as well.
Yeah. Those right by the heating. Well, actually, that'd be a good thing because then no one will touch the heating.
no one's allowed to put the heating on ever. Okay. What were you showing me in here?
Oh, just the tap.
Oh, okay.
This is a nice tap.
It is a lovely tap, but maybe I didn't want that tap in the kitchen.
So the frames on there will be the same in there, and the Metro brick tiles.
Yeah, it does look nice with the tiles and the wood. I will give you that.
So you've got the.
You went ahead and ordered the tap without my.
Well, it's exactly the same as this one.
And it does look nice with the brick tiles.
Ceramic disc and the little porcelain knobs matching up with.
Do you know what I've always wanted and you've never let me have?
What?
It's one of those fancy taps with a pull-out bit, and that would have been good here for cleaning shoes and stuff.
Yeah, they really are pointless.
They're not pointless. Laura had one.
Yeah, they're kind of pointless.
I've always wanted one, and my friend Laura had one, and I had major tap envy.
Is that?
They're not, because you can pull. You know the ones I mean, guys. You pull them out on like a little hose.
They don't even go that far because they've got the cord and a weight behind it.
But they're cool.
It's just something has to go wrong.
Oh God, you're so practical. Honestly, no fun at all. Well, these are not staying, by the way. This is Dan's little builder's kitchen.
Side kitchen.
It's for Dan's pot noodles.
Pot noodles, microwave pizzas, and full Monty on toast.
Right, so back to the kitchen. The last thing I wanted to just show you, I was going to go up and show you the kids' bedrooms today, but I think I'll save that for another video because they're looking really good. But yeah, just to show you so you get a sense of, because quite a lot of people, I would say the majority of comments, sorry, I'm going to turn the camera around a minute. I would say the majority of comments said to have an island. I would say probably well over 50% of people said have the island if you've got the space, because either they've got one themselves and they like can't imagine not having it, or they just felt like it was a good use of the space. But there were a few people who said no, keep the open floor space and use a table instead.
Yeah, well, I set up an 8 foot by 4 foot what would be a table on the trestles, and just a sheet of plywood, and that's a massive table, and there's plenty of room still with it and with the island. So
Because you made up the little, you would have seen, you made up the template in the last video, and we kind of left it like that for a little while.
Well, it does make more sense because it's more useful, you've got extra storage, and it would be good then for the kids doing homework and whatever, or me chopping up vegetables, because I can do it the other side. And that completely
chopping up vegetables? How often does that happen?
When I do the roast dinners.
That's true, he does help.
So I can go the other side and be out your way while you're cooking and just chop on the end, and then just push everything across the island.
Yeah, and for like serving meals, putting them on the island. It just, I think it will work well
set
for
up
our
Christmas
family.
on there. Imagine a big giant turkey.
It's about Christmas. Got to plan our entire. What's that?
The turkey just sat smack bang in the middle.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah. Best thing about Christmas.
I would say it'd be nice for parties, but we never have parties.
Nah, I don't think
so, with this space we've got left, I just wanted to show you, I'll turn the camera around, what we're looking at. So if I'm stood, so this is me stood right by the island, and looking back, you can see still a massive amount of floor space. So Dan's got, what's this thing? This jig, is that what that is?
No, it's a chop saw.
Chop saw. Yeah. He's got his chop saw set up. We did think maybe we'd have the table running that way.
Yeah, it's going to go that way.
Oh, it is going that way?
It's going to go that way because...
You changed your mind?
No, you walk past the end and the sofa, you'll be able to see over the top of the table to watch telly.
Oh, right. I thought it was going the same, like with the island.
No, because...
Well, the thing is, we can try it, can't we? Once we're here.
Because then at Christmas time, you can just put
Christmas again.
extra bit of... I love Christmas. So at Christmas time, you can just put an extra table...
Actually... Sorry to interrupt, but somebody did make a really good suggestion of you can occasionally have the table right up against the island.
Yeah, you could do.
To free up, like say one day the kids were, I don't know, doing something that required more space down that end of the room, budge the table right up to the island, which is kind of cool anyway.
It's like in the last house when we used to, if we'd have the kids' party, we'd push the table in front of the
and then the table would stop like here, and you still have all of that space. Yeah, I think it was the right decision. You know, all things considered, I think it works well. Uh-oh, kids are up to something. And then just to show you from this angle as well, so you get a sense, I'm right back as far as all the stuff that's in here will let me stand in the other space. It just looks right, I think, having the island there. I'm really pleased with it. Honestly, he's so clever. I'm always so impressed when I see what he does in like a week. This would take me months and it would still look rubbish. So there you go, that's the kitchen so far. Tune in next week and we should have some doors.